is the Capricorn new moon forecast for December 23rd, 2022. So, to get started, we have the sun with the moon in Capricorn at 1 degree and 33 minutes, very early on in the sign of Capricorn. So, what is Capricorn? Capricorn is about the 10th house. It is about our goals and our ambitions. Capricorn is very practical since it is an earth sign. It is about business, finance, and anything to do with structure, discipline, and responsibility. It is connected with Saturn, and it is also connected with karma. And all these themes right now during this new moon, and of course until the next full moon in January, are going to be paramount. Our focus is going to be on just that, our business, finance, our goals for tomorrow. And to add to this, within the next day to day and a half, the moon then will apply a conjunction with very loving, peace oriented Venus in Capricorn, and then Mercury, the communicator, and then, of course, in 2 days, the intense powerhouse of Pluto. So, this is a very easygoing, somewhat, you could say, kind of futuristic looking full moon. And because Saturn here is the depositor, it is in Aquarius, and someone like the new moon here in Capricorn, it is all about taking up responsibility, saving for a rainy day. And the following day, just thereafter, within a day, 2 days, when the moon makes first the conjunction with Venus, it's all about our love and affection that kind of gives us a sense of creativity, wanting to kind of keep the peace. And Venus with Capricorn in this case can be rather reserved, however. So the connection with the moon will kind of apply somewhat of a sweet, loving, very easygoing connection with Venus. So just thereafter or around the time of the full moon, we are going to feel like we want to express our love and affection and so on. And with Mercury, the following day after that, then it's going to be about communications. It's going to be about negotiations. But with all this Capricorn influence, it's going to be all about what we want to plan for. However, this is all so sweet and easygoing with the moon applying conjunctions with both Mercury, the communicator, and Venus of love. But once the moon applies a conjunction with Pluto, the power planet, well, then things could get a little intense within days after the 23rd of December. And that is when we will just have to be a little less controlling, a little less apt to speak our mind, because then we are going to feel awfully intense days after the 23rd. And this is really nice also with this Capricorn stellium, because this applies a sweet sextile water and earth to very creative yet nebulous Neptune, especially with Mercury now in pre-shadow retrograde, Venus, and of course, the moon within 2 days in Capricorn, and even powerhouse Pluto. This is very creative, and it's also a very grounding aspect. And right now, Neptune really is kind of free of any square offs, which over the last month that was not so, especially with Mars, the action planet, still retrograde, but only at 10 degrees now. So there's really no technical square off with Neptune. So with this grounding Capricorn, Pisces communication here, we are taking practical application to our future. And especially with Venus and Mercury, it's also a very creative time. We're going to be finding that we want to add a dash of our creativity into our projects or whatever goals and aspirations we are planning for right now, because right now we are seeing our future Capricorn new moon with the depositor of Saturn in Aquarius crystal clear. Although, as aforementioned, Mercury is in pre-shadow retrograde and will go retrograde on the 29th of December until the 17th of January. So, although we really have a good idea of what we want to plan out, we are also going to start feeling like some of our communications are breaking down a little bit, or some of that paperwork that we've started might have to be put off. It's about delays and, yes, frustrations. But thank goodness, with this new moon in Capricorn, there's some really positive aspects. And back to that depositor of Saturn in Aquarius, it's all about, as mentioned, the future, planning. And what else is Aquarius? It's the 11th house. It's about our humanity. And yes, of course, our goals, but this is a time that we really want to envision what we want, especially with that Neptune connection with the Capricorn stellium here. We may be really kind of taking up the law of attraction and really using our practical imagination for what it is we have mapped out for the long-term future. And Saturn, yes, about technology, technological genius. And right now, during this full moon and until the new moon and until the next full moon, there are likely going to be some technological advancements right now, especially since we got the new moon in Capricorn, but with some practical applications, something that we could use in our daily life. And Saturn in Aquarius is also about space, so there's going to be a lot of chit chat about space, the future of space travel, of AI, all forms of technology, the internet, social media, because Aquarius is very social, and it connects up with the 11th house. So this is very good coming into 2023. Now, we do have now Jupiter in Aries at 0 degrees critical, officially 0 degrees critical in the sign of Aries, because Aries is about the beginning, and it is the beginning of the tropical zodiac at 0 degrees of Aries. So it is even more highlighted. And Jupiter in Aries, Aries is a leader. Aries, Jupiter is all about our enthusiasm and our zest for life. And with Jupiter and Aries, our prosperity this year, or while Jupiter is in Aries for half of 2023, will be all about bringing prosperity, uh, bringing wealth to us because of our own independent projects, whether it's a business, whether it's social media, whether it's really projecting something about your own personal style. And Jupiter loves to be in Aries. It is connected with a fire sign, as Jupiter is connected with the ninth house and Sagittarius. Aries is number one. So this is the time when we're really thinking of not just our goals for the next year, we're really thinking of how our personal stamp of who we are is really going to be projected. And that's also a very positive trait as well. Now, also, we must keep in mind, because we have yet Saturn in Aquarius, the depositor of this sweet Capricorn stellium, that Uranus is retrograde and connected with the North Node in Taurus still. Now, although Uranus is retrograde at 15 degrees, and it is a rather wide square off to Saturn, we have to be careful. That theme of conflicts, needless disputes, tit for tat, and there could be some public displays here, and it's all about our humanity and what really makes us tick as far as what our belief systems are, our principles, and so on. And also, the 11th house is rather creative as well. So that will be paramount right now, our creativity, especially our genius and our originality now. But the 11th house is also connected with our friends. So our friendships may undergo some form of transformation now, especially since the depositor of Pluto is Saturn and squaring off with Uranus. And we will have to be, aware of the unexpected. Yes, expect the unexpected, and that which deals with shocking discoveries and so on. And we have Mars, the planet of action, still retrograde in Gemini. So with that, the depositor is now in pre-shadow Capricorn. So that only emphasizes our need for action, to save for a rainy day, to really be motivated action, Mars and Gemini, towards what we want to plan ahead for. Now, we do, to finalize here, have a square off with the sun at 1 degree of Capricorn and the moon at 1 degree Capricorn, with that 0 degrees Aries Jupiter. So although this is a very futuristic, very forward-looking new moon in Capricorn, the one thing we will have to be careful for right now is overspending, or really not seeing the here and now. In so many words, we are going to be focused so much on the future, and of course coming into a new year, that we may have a great view of the broader picture of what's ahead for us, but we will have to just make sure we don't overlook some of the stumbling blocks and not get so caught off with our ambitions and our goals that we aren't taking care of some of the finer details. Although with Capricorn's very organized nonetheless. But Yes, this is a tendency with this square off to just overspend too much or feel a little bit too overconfident. So the trick is here to take a hint with Aries and that sense of leadership, that sense of enthusiasm, and the Capricorn practical application and apply structure to all those ambitious plans for this year. To finalize this Capricorn new moon for December the 23rd, 2022, will be a very positive chart indeed. It's about our future, it's about using practical energy to bring about positivity, and it's about technology, it's about our genius and originality and our humanity. And because of the connection with Jupiter in Aries, it's about fresh starts, really putting our best foot forward and using our inventiveness and our genius. If we can sidestep any conflicts and just focus on all the positive connections with Capricorn, like business, finance, responsibility, and duty, well, this Capricorn new moon will be all about our bright horizons and a positive future and happy and prosperous 2023.